In this video, I'm going to do some troubleshooting. To troubleshoot, identificare e risolvere un problema. To identify and resolve a problem. In questo caso, una gomma a terra sulla mia bici, a flat tire on my bike. Che magari sistemare una gomma sulla bici non è un'operazione che fai ogni giorno, ma il linguaggio che utilizzo in questo video è un linguaggio adattabile a milioni di diverse situazioni, se sia una gomma a terra o un computer che non si accende. Allora anticipo qualche frase che utilizzo in questo troubleshooting. Prova a sentire dopo quando le uso. We need to find out the cause. Dobbiamo scoprire la causa. There are different possibilities. Ci sono diverse possibilità. You must be curious. Devi essere curioso. And work out where the problem is. E capire dov'è il problema. And ask, how did it happen? Chiedisi come è successo. Find the reason why. Trovare il motivo per cui. We need to use tools. Dobbiamo usare attrezzi. It may be a little bit tricky. Potrebbe essere un po' complicato o difficile. Practice your English with me, real life situations, real English. Okay, so if you want to improve your English, if you want English as your second language, you must read the subtitles, listen, but that's not enough. You must also repeat. Try to produce the same sounds that I am producing. And then the final step, integrate the phrases, the structures, and the words that I'm using into your life a little bit every day, okay? When I make these videos, I try to make them as practical as possible with real life situations. This is my bike. This here is the rear tire, and I have a puncture. It's a puncture, a thorn or a nail or something. I don't know. I need to find out. So it's called a flat. Okay, it's flat. And we use that same language with cars, with motorbikes, anything with tires. Okay, so let's get into it. So obviously the first thing I need to do is take the wheel off the back of the bike. I don't need a spanner because there is a quick release lever here. So just pulling that open means I can take the wheel off. I'm going to get my hands very dirty because I need to remove the chain off the main cog here. And I also need to release here the brake calipers so the tire can come off. The wheel came off the back of the bike really easily, and now I have to remove the tire. So to do that, I remember when I was a kid we used spoons. No, we would put the end of the spoon in the tire, now pull it off and put the spoon under the spokes. These are the spokes of the wheel. But look, I've got some of these plastic things in the Italian colours. So I'm going to now remove the tyre and take out the inner tube. So that was pretty easy. I've got the tyre off the rim, and here is the inner tube. So there's two possibilities here. One, there is a puncture in the rubber, or two, there is something wrong with the valve. So what I'm going to do now, because I'm curious, is I'm going to pump up this inner tube and see if I can work out where the puncture is. It's deflating really quickly, so I'm going to blow it up a bit harder. I can hear the air coming out of it, so it must be a big puncture. Wow, here it is. Big split in the rubber. Really big. How did that happen? So now I'm going to feel the inside of the tire to see if I can find what caused that big split in the inner tube. Because if there's something inside the tyre, I can't leave it in there. So I've found the puncture, as I said. I've checked the inside and the outside of the tyre, and that seems fine. Can't find any thorns or glass or any reason why it split the inner tube. I've also checked the inside of the rim, which seems fine. So I know this inner tube is quite old, so this morning I bought a new one, and I'm simply going to fit this. I'm not going to start trying to repair this rubber because this inner tube is quite old. So I've got the new I've got the new inner tube, and I'm going to put a little bit of air in just to make it easy to fit. But before I do anything else, I've got an important spray because there are mosquitoes around. Don't want to get bitten by mosquitoes. Now I need to fit the tyre back onto the rim. Now I'll start by inserting the valve into the rim and passing the inner tube into the tyre. Okay, so that looks good. Now I'm going to use some brute force to get the tyre back onto the rim, making sure I'm not pinching the inner tube. So I've got to let a little bit of air out. Oops. And now I'm going to use these tools to finish putting the tyre back on. It's always a bit tricky, this bit, and I haven't done it for many years. I did it a lot when I was a kid. These plastic tools don't seem to be up for the job now, so I'm going to go back to the spoons. That's a lot better. Here she goes. I think I just caught a bit of the inner tube there. So I just need to check now that the inner tube is inside and it's not going to get pinched between the tyre and the rim. And I just need to screw on this small washer onto the valve, like so. So let's try putting some air in. That feels and looks excellent. So it's gone back on nicely. I just need to make sure it's straight in line before I tighten everything up. So all I need to do now is blow up the tyre, or inflate the tyre. I'm going to blow it up. Job done. I didn't even get my hands that dirty. Good as new, as we say. How did I do? Did I miss anything out? What is missing from this video? Do you have any questions for me? Then post them underneath. And remember that your ability in English is directly proportional to the amount of English you expose yourself to and the amount of English you practice. Okay, you must practice every day. Not all day long, but every day something, right? So take the language from this video, as I said at the start, integrate it into your own life, and let me know what's missing. Only you know what you need for your life. So I hope this has been interesting. I hope it's been a help. Keep practicing, because remember, we learn by doing, right? I'll speak to you very soon. Ciao for now.